Hey folks, Coach Patrick here from Endurance Nation, and I am going to walk you through the Ironman Lake Placid course. My goal here is to kind of orient you with all the turns and everything that the course consists of. Make sure that you know where you're going. The course is not very well marked. The locals are not a fan of you painting, so I'll lay it out for you. It's basically a box with a leg off the end. It's really just 3 roads. This is 86 coming back into town. You hit 73 out and 9 north down into Austin Forks and back. It's a pretty straightforward course and very enjoyable. So let's dive into it, give you a chance to take a look at what it means to navigate through the course. So we'll start here in Lake Placid, and you'll see from where the way the course is laid out that you start in downtown and you actually start behind the Olympic Oval, and as a result, there's a couple admin turns in here that are pretty tight. That straight shot right from the Blue Star heading down towards the water is very fast and very dangerous as well. And so here you come and you kind of join into what is Sentinel Road, and you head out of town. That's the run course portion that I'm pointing at now. And you work your way out of town. You go past the airport. You cross over the Austin River and by the ski jumps, and then you bear right. Run course goes left there, but we go right. And there you begin what is technically on paper the longest sustained climb of your day, right at mile 2 1/4. So it's pretty challenging, but you know it now. You'll be ready to go on race day, and you can see kind of how things lay out. Let me put some elevation here so we get a sense of what it's like to basically climb out of Lake Placid and then descend down. Here we are climbing out of Lake Placid. You'll see it's a pretty decent climb for you. In one single step. The peak of the descent here, about mile 8, and then we start working our way down the hill. Okay, so there's the peak of the descent, and we'll drop in here real fast just so you get a sense for what it looks like. And I should tell you that at the camp this year, for those of you who are not in attendance, this is New York 73. This parking lot here is sort of the initial top of the descent, and there's some lakes just beyond it. They're actually repaving this portion, so it should be great to really kind of smooth things out. It is rather bumpy up here. The whole descent is bumpy, but this top section is your first introduction to it, and it's a little crazy. So it'll be nice to see. Now, as you go down past these bodies of water, you're going to want to take a look at the surface of them. If they're calm, then you know you're going to have a pretty windless, fast descent. If they're choppy or rough in any way, then odds are you're going to be experiencing some winds through the notch that will impact your ability to descend. In general, the second lap is windier or slower than the first, just by nature of the sun coming up and changing the temperature and making things more challenging. Okay, those lakes are right behind here where I'm pointing now, so you get a sense for where they are. All right, cool. All right, let's get out of this. We'll head back up, and look, we come down the rest of the descent. It's twisty, turny, levels out a little bit around mile 10, and between 10 and 11, say, and then it drops down again. A little S turn here between 12 and 13, and then a sweeping left-hand turn at 13. Let's zoom in a bit on that so you can see. A sweeping left-hand turn at 13 to a sharp right, double right hand turn, basically almost 180 degrees, back down into what is Keene. Things level out down in Keene. Let's take a shot just so you see what the turn is like here in Keene. And come down across the bridge. Pretty big bump on either side of this bridge, so be careful. And then as you come into the little downtown area of Keene here, once you cross the Austin River, there's some restaurants on your right, a couple stores, etc. But you're not going to continue into the body of the town. You're actually going to hang a quick left, all right? And that is super duper important. More than one athlete has gone off into outer space, back towards Route 87, which is quite frankly the last thing that you want to ever do. So we want to make sure that you go ahead and make that left-hand turn here, so we're in a good place. Okay, if you don't make that left-hand turn, you're really going to be in trouble. All right. Okay. Let's see here. See if I can get a good shot of 9 north. I'm not sure I can. So I'll try a couple of times here. We'll see if we can drop in on there. Doing this in a hotel room with Wi-Fi, and it's late at night, which means everyone else is on the Wi-Fi. This may not be working for us. Let's see if we can get it going. No joy here. Well, it doesn't really matter. Once you get down to Keene and you cross the river and you see those restaurants, you're going to make a sharp, sharp left. The only other alternative is to go straight And here, this is your first intersection with 9 North. You want to go left on 9 North towards Upper J, J, and also Forks, which are the other stops coming up ahead on your tour of the Lake Placid region. Okay, so as you're heading out and scroll through, you see 9 North here basically takes a right-hand turn after about 5 miles. Until you get to that 5-mile mark, it's pretty rolling in general, but this is a good marker to know. Now 9 North itself actually turns. So let's zoom in here and we'll see for yourselves what it looks like. So hold on a second here. So let me turn this around because that's facing the other way. Give it a second to reload. There we go. So we're heading across the bridge here. We're crossing the Ausable River once again. And 9 North itself will turn to the right. You'll see the sign here in a second. Hold on. Let's pull it up. Come on. Internet. A left-hand turn here is a shortcut actually over towards where Hazleton Road is, but you don't want to go that way. Not part of the race. You see signs here for 9 North to the right. So you follow 9 North to the right. It's a nice sweeping turn and puts you out into the flattest terrain you'll see all day. Very fast in here on race day. Super fun to ride. You want to be safe. Typically there's either a head or a tail. Regardless, either way you're going to have a benefit because it's an out or a back. So you'll benefit. So you're going to zip along here. You go past the intersection with 86, which is listed there at mile 35, which is about mile 24 on the day. So let's drop in here just so you can see what it looks like. There's the red church. And there's the intersection with 86 there on the left. You, of course, will be coming back from the other direction, so it will be making a right-hand turn for you. We're going to go straight to Ausable Forks there. On the way back, you come back in and take the right, which is the left from our perspective now, but on race day, you'll be making a right. So let's see what it looks like. Let me see if I can get a shot of it from the other side for you so you get a chance to see what it looks like. Hold on. Alright, here we go. And you're never going to see that many cars out here, by the way. Alright, so went a little bit past it. We'll turn around. Let's go back a little closer. Okay, there's a big church again. There's a sign for 86. You're going to be coming in this way on race day. Come out that way, come back in on the right, take a right on 86, and head up the climb over to Wilmington. Challenging climb in the day, for sure. Okay. This section out to Ausable Forks and back, 5.5 miles long. Mostly rolling, a couple, decent rollers, some 2-3% stuff, nothing too epic, certainly beautiful, and as I mentioned earlier, certainly fast. Let's take you down around to the turnaround section. We're almost there. Oh, this section just randomly has a bunch of bumps, just so you know. Let's go down to the end here. As you're coming in Ausable Forks, you're going to see this white house in front of you, directly in front of you. These houses on the side are also a good indicator. There's 3 houses on your left. This first one you see on the left-hand side has a playhouse structure, and in that playhouse is a gigantic stuffed monkey that should help you. But as you head in town, you'll be running right at that white house, and right there, lo and behold, is a timing mat, and you'll flip it right there on that little bend, and head back out again. Here we go. We're going to flip right here by this funeral home. Going to flip it. If you went straight that way, you didn't into Ausable Forks. Don't want to go that way unless you need food or something else on a training ride. So we'll go left here. We're going to flip it and go straight back to 86 and J. Okay, here we go, back, la-di-da-di-da, back all the way up, back 9, back 9, back 9, till we get to mile 86. And you can see the terrain is slightly up here as we roll back. Again, it's nothing too drastic. It's enough to make you work. You want to be smart about it. And if you're good, you can go fast without really burning any matches. So we should, we definitely want to be good about that. Then at mile 35 is where you take a right-hand turn, and that's where we begin. Some decent climbing over to Wilmington. Okay. There are 3 hills in this section, what we call Foundation Hill, Market Hill, and God Hill. All of them are challenging and will put a lot of pressure on you to be okay in terms of your pacing and so on. You don't want to turn out here on this turn at Hazleton. You want to go all the way down to the bottom where the red line is, okay? This turn at the top here, let's drop it in. Hold on a second. Oh, that's not the right way. Go back. Go back, go back, go back. Oh, let's go to the top of this hill. A little bit further. And these hills are tough just because they there's no return. You climb, but you don't get as much speed out of them. Here's a right-hand turn. towards the town of Hazleton. You'll see a brown sign with yellow letters. We don't want to make that turn to the town of Hazleton. We want to go on Hazleton Road. There's the town of Hazleton sign and so on. We want to go to Hazleton Road. So we're going to keep continuing straight here, past Market and God Hill, and head down to the actual out and back, which is right down here. Let's just drop in very quickly so you'll see. Oh, there it is. Excellent. So on the left, that gas station is being fixed, and your right is the church. Right where that person's walking, that is Hazleton Road that you're out and back. That corner where he's standing typically has a lot of sand and dirt, so be careful. You're going to sweep out to the right, go out about a mile, and come back. There's an aid station tucked away in there on race day. Again, pretty fast. A nice respite after climbing all those hills earlier in the section. This is a chance to recharge yourself mentally and physically and grab some more food before we begin this climb back into town and the rest of Lake Placid. So let's just zoom down here so we can see this other turn. Across the bridge here, head up. We're basically heading, we're on 86, and 86 itself makes a left at this traffic light and heads into Placid. Staying straight would take you to the top of Mount Whiteface, which is, believe it or not, 20 times harder than the actual Ironman course. You never want to do that. So at this intersection, you're going to make a left and begin the climb back into town. The nice part is this part of the road has been paved. All the road back into the town like Placid has been paved, which makes for a very enjoyable and relatively fast return to town despite the hills. There are quite a few hills to mention, most notably the Whiteface Mountain entrance, as well as the final hills here between miles, let's call them 51 and 53 on the map. This is the top at Northwoods, top of Papa Bear. When you get up to the top of Papa Bear, this is 86. If you stay straight, 86 takes you in town, but you want to take a right on Northwoods. When you see these log cabins on your right, you won't see that guy on the bike. And on your left, you'll see a golf course. So you'll come in straight up the hill this way, and you'll come in and eventually take a right-hand turn on Northwoods right behind me, where we're standing right now. There it is. You'll take a right on Northwoods. That's going to bring you over to the lake. Don't want to go straight that way. That brings you to town, but not indicative of the course. Take this right. There's two more decent hills in here, just as some things you should check out. And then you're going to drop down into town and return. Let's take a look here. I don't think there is any street view in this section, so I can't really look at it. But that's really it for the course, okay? Again, it's really 73 to 9N, all the way down to Austin Forks and back again to 86. Over to Wilmington, 86 into Placid. It's really only 3 roads. It's got a couple extra turns in there for fun, but a challenging, fun course for sure. One that I think most of you do very well on, especially once you have time to practice and review it. If you have the chance to ride the course for race day, I definitely recommend riding this section here from mile 35 to mile 40 as an opportunity to check out that challenging element of the course and see where you're at. Okay. If you have more time, you can ride from 35 all the way back into town, and that'll be a 21-mile ride, just about an hour, hour and 20 minutes for most people, an opportunity for you to kind of see the course. All right? I really hope this helped you guys out. Thanks so much. Okay? Good luck.